Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well today. I am going to do some fun and simple watercolors for you guys. Hopefully you will grab your paints and you will paint with me because it is going to be a ton of fun, and I want you guys to hang out with me and paint. So hopefully you will. I'm just sharing this out right now to anyone who normally paints with me so that they will know I'm on, and hopefully they will join us as well. How is everyone this morning? I hope you're doing well. We did, let's see, what did we do yesterday? I can't remember. I believe we did a bookworm yesterday. So let me see if I can find that to show you guys what we did, because I stuck it in with all my other stuff. And I don't know. Let's see. We did, sorry, this was the birdhouse we did the other day, and the bookshelf we did the other day. Hey, Shell, how's it going? We also did these two on live the other day. Let me see. Where's my bookworm? We did, here it is. That's what we did yesterday, is our bookworm. Hey, how's it going, blessed artist? Hope you are doing well. I'm just going to share out the live to as many people as I can that are normally here. So if you guys will share it out as well, that would be really helpful to make sure that everybody that normally paints with us is able to jump in the room and hang out. So if you guys would tap the screen, share it out, repost it, all the things. The first 5 minutes are the most important. If you guys would tap the screen, share it out, repost it, all the things. The first 5 minutes are the most important with us. So these are the ones we've done over the last couple lives. I don't want to say weeks, but it's been over the last couple of lives that we've done. So we've done those. And honestly, we were going to do another bookworm today, but my brain is feeling very, very scattered. So I thought we would do something very, very scattered. So I thought we would do some just simple, easy mindfulness painting today, and not really do anything that we have to think too much about or draw too much or anything like that, because I don't think that my brain can handle it this morning. I just have had so much going on over the last couple weeks, so I don't feel like really doing anything that's going to cause me to have to think too much or draw too much. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. I'm going to be using, oh good, I'm glad somebody else is there with me. It makes me feel not quite so alone. But like, you know, we have to, like with this one, I had to think so hard to get these books stacked right, and it still didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted to. Here we had to think about so much of the perspective and everything, so I just don't want to have to do that today. I really do want to just paint and just have some fun painting. So that is what I've decided to do today. So if you have never painted before, today is going to be a good day to start, because we're going to do simple, easy. Oh no, that's terrible. How did you get home? Did you have somebody come pick you up or what? I hate it when that happens. My car is 13 years old. I bought it brand new off the lot. It had 3 miles on it when I bought it, but that was, well, actually it's 14 years old now. So, it's on its last leg, but I drive my cars until they literally won't go anymore every single time. So, but it is definitely getting to the point where I'm going to need to start looking for a car. Oh, well, that was nice of him to drive you. All right. So we're going to do some mindfulness painting today. It's not going to be anything difficult. It's going to be simple, easy, and to the point. And if you guys have never painted before, today's the day because it's going to be easy. Yeah. Well, I didn't have an issue with mine either up until about a year ago. And then I started having one thing after another. So hopefully that won't happen to you, though. Hopefully it's just something small and simple. It can be fixed and you'll be good. Okay. So what I want everybody to do is I want them to grab whatever they want to paint on. Now I'm going to do an ACO with this. What I want everybody to do is I want them to grab whatever they want to paint on. Now I'm going to do an ACO with this, ACEO with this, but you don't have to. You can do it in your journal if you want to. You can do it on just a plain piece of paper, like a plain, like watercolor paper or whatever you want to do. Hey, Unjudgmental, how are you? Good to see you this morning. We're doing simple, mindful watercolor today. We're going to do something that's easy, does not require you to think, does not require you to have any artistic skill at all. So if you have ever wanted to paint with me and you were like, I don't think I can do that, today is the day because you can definitely do what we're going to do today. This is going to be super simple and easy because I do not have the bandwidth this morning to think any harder than what I'm already doing. So we're going to stick with something simple. So hopefully you guys will join me. Grab your watercolor paints and grab your washi tape. Go ahead and tape off your borders if you choose to do borders. And if not, then that's okay too. You can leave it without the borders. This image that we're going to do today is going to look really good with or without borders. So just know that. We're going to be using the Mead and paints, of course. And we will be using, obviously, the Mead and brushes and the Mead and paper. That's what I use for everything. Guys, I spoke with them yesterday and they are running very low on their paper. So if you guys haven't gotten your paper for our Christmas card series that we're going to be doing in September, make sure you do that. That is the Mead postcard paper. Let me put it up for you guys because it looks like to me yesterday they were running very low. They did restock a little bit today, so they have about 29 of these left, but I order usually 2 to 4 at a time because I usually do 20 to 30 cards and 10 comes in a bunch. So, oh yay, Feral Mom, that would be nice. So if you are ready to do, if you're planning on doing the Christmas card series with us, whether you do the replays or do it with me live and you're wanting to use that same paper that we're going to use, then you're going to want to go ahead and place your order for that because it is not going to be, they are selling fast. I think I sold just in my showcase alone last week close to 100 packs of that stuff. So you want to grab it quick because it's going fast. And if you want to join us for that postcard for the Christmas card series, and you're going to want to have that paper, this is what we'll be doing. We'll be doing postcards like similar to this. I mean, obviously not the same design, but they'll be postcards, okay? And we'll put them onto paper and then onto a 5x7 card. So what you're going to need for the projects is you're going to need the postcard paper from Medium, which is linked below. You're going to need some decorative paper, and you're going to need some 5x7 Medium, which is linked below. You're going to need some decorative paper, and you're going to need some 5x7 cards and envelopes. Those I get at the hobby store, but the Mead and postcard paper I get right there. Okay. And you get 10 in a package. So they come like this. Hang on. They come like this, plain with just the border. And we will be using this size. And then we will be painting a Christmas card every day for 10 days straight, so that you'll end up with 10 different cards at the end of the series that you can mail out to friends or family or whatever for Christmas. And just know ahead of time that I will show you how to draw it, how to paint it, how to do all the stuff, so you don't have to worry about feeling like you can't do it. Okay, I promise you, I'm going to walk you through it, and when you're done, you're going to be amazed at what you can do. So don't feel like, oh, I don't want to do that because I can't paint or draw. You're going to learn, I promise. Okay, I will show you. So grab the Meet and Paste postcard paper because you are going to need it for the series. Carol Mom, thank you so much for that purchase. I'm glad you grabbed some up because it's going fast. As a matter of fact, when I talked to them yesterday, I asked them, I said, are you guys going to restock that? They said, yes, they were going to restock it. And they would make sure that it stayed as stocked as they could, but that it was selling so fast that they were having trouble keeping up. So I'm glad you grabbed some of it now, because it will definitely be harder to come by in the next few weeks as we get closer to the Christmas season and all the people who normally paint cards sit down and start to paint their cards. Hey, Carrie, good morning. How are you? Glad you are here. I'm going to tape down my tape because I know it's not going to stick. I can already tell. So I'm not even going to fight with it today. I'm going to tape it down. Just keep in mind, I don't use painter's tape to mask my images because I feel like that the washi tape gives me a cleaner line, but it doesn't always stick well. So sometimes I have to use painter's tape over the top of it to make it stick. So that's what I just did. It does stick to the paper just fine. It just doesn't always stick to my wood board. So yes, I can see you, Stacy Lee. Good morning. Welcome in. You got restricted. Uh-oh. How did that happen? Sometimes they do that. Don't post any outside links. I think you can, sometimes when you post like a Tube of You link, it can do that to you. So you still haven't found the right tape. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I use this cheap washi tape, but it doesn't always stick to the wood, so I have to use painter's tape over the top of it. But I use this. This is the washi tape that I use. And actually, that's not it. Hang on a second. Let me grab it. That's the wrong one. 1 second. I use the one that comes with 60. 1 second. I use the one that comes with 60. Weird. I wonder why they would report you. That's so strange. Okay, so I think here, this is the one. It's the vintage washi. Okay, so I think here, this is the one. It's the vintage washi tape. Just 1 second, I'll find it. It's in here somewhere. I'm just not sure what number it is, just so you can kind of see the brand. Now, granted, well, I may be lying to you. It may not be in here. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Nope. Where are you? Come on. There we are. Okay, so it's this one. It comes with, this one had 60 rolls in it, and it was next to nothing. And so it does really well on the paper. It just doesn't do very well sticking to this wood. So I have to sometimes tape it down with the painter's tape. But as far as the lines around the edges, it goes really well. Rain, thank you so much for that heart me and the popular. I appreciate it, guys. The gifts are so I'm really thankful for all the gifts that you guys give me. It makes me it does help boost my lives and helps us to get out to the FYP. Yeah, it seeps in the corners. Yeah, mine has done that on occasion, but most of the time this is pretty good about staying down and not seeping underneath it. So yes, bargain bins are great for that. Blessed artist. I was at thrifting last week and found a few rolls of that, which was nice. All right, so we're going to be using the Meeden tube paints today. You know what, guys? Maybe I'm going to use my 96 color palette today. I haven't used it in a while, and I love this palette so much, and I just haven't used it in a while. So I'm going to use that today instead, just because, just for the heck of it, because I haven't used it in a while. And I love it, so I'm going to. And I might want to use some of the metallics, because this palette has 48 of your regular colors in it, but then you also get 30 metallics. You get 12 macaroons, and then you get 6 of the neon colors as well. So it's a pretty versatile palette. You also get a pen and a brush and a pencil. You get an eraser, and you get 2 art sponges. So this basically comes with everything that you need to get started with watercolors, except for the paper, which is nice. So it's a really, really good starter palette. I started with the 48 color set like this, and I used it for almost a year before I upgraded to the 96 color. And you can see very much that it was used and loved. And I still use this periodically, but I absolutely love both the 48 and the 96. You really can't go wrong with either one. You get metallics and neons in both, and then you get your 48, regular colors. So all right, so we're going to do some mindful painting today. And the reason that we're doing that is because I don't have the bandwidth in me to do anything difficult today. My brain is not feeling like it can handle it. Those of you who know me know that I am very neurospicy, and sometimes I get overwhelmed in my brain and I just can't function in a manner that's good for doing difficult art. Even though most days we do art that is, that we have to think and draw and pay attention to. But today we're not doing that. Today we're doing something simple. So I want you guys to simply just have a piece of paper and tape off your edges if you want to, but you don't have to. I don't have an inspiration picture for this because this is something you're going to kind of do mindfully on your own, as I'm just going to kind of guide you in this practice. So hopefully you guys will just kind of let your own creativity kind of flow through. Now I am going to be using my Meeden brushes, and I'm going to be using the number 3 today, which is unusual. I usually use the number 1, but because of what we're doing today, I'm going to be using the number 3. And I'm going to be putting water all over my paper, just clear water. So if everybody wants to just do that, just take your brush and just put clear water all over it. Okay. Now I'm going to spray my palette so that it's conditioned and I can grab my color pretty easily. You could even spray your paper if you don't want to rub the water on it. Sometimes that helps to keep it from going up underneath the edges. And we're just going to grab, Stacy Lee, I don't have a picture today. We are just doing some mindful painting that you're going to just create on your own. Okay, I'm just going to guide you through the process is all. So hopefully you will just kind of allow your creativity to kind of flow. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab, just remember, we're going to be mixing, just kind of allow your creativity to kind of flow. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab, just remember, we're going to be mixing pink because I love a good bright pink. Just keep in mind that once you put it on there, you're going to rinse your brush and you're going to then dry your brush off with a paper towel or your art sponge or something like that. Okay, so just dry it off and then go ahead and just kind of clean up a little bit. Not a lot. You want to leave that color on there. Okay, guys. So just kind of let it soak into the paper. And then pick up a different color. Okay, just remember when you're mixing warm and cool colors together, they will turn to mud, so you have to be very careful. So like if I now pick up, say a blue, that might go into that pink and make it muddy. So I'm going to grab a yellow, more of like a yellow orange, and I'm going to kind of drop that in over here. Okay. And I'm going to let that kind of sit, and I'm going to just kind of dry my brush and just kind of soak some of that water up. Not going to do a ton because I want the color there. I just don't want it to be overflowing with water. So you can pick some of it up. Okay. So we've got two colors now. Now I'm going to go in with maybe a light green color. I'm going to grab this grass green and I'm going to kind of drop that in. Just remember, things can become mud very easily. So just kind of watch where you're dropping it and make sure you're not mixing. I mean, they can blend, but you just easily. So just kind of watch where you're dropping it and make sure you're not mixing. I mean, they can blend, but you just don't want them together. Okay. Because that will. Stacey Lee, when you post that, like I appreciate you posting it, I do, but when you do that, sometimes that can get you restricted, just so you know. So just limit that so you don't end up getting in more trouble than you're and getting restricted again. Okay. So now let's go ahead. Now that we've got that green kind of separating, which is kind of, it's a little bit of a warm and a little bit of a cool color. No, you're good. It doesn't hurt me, but I worry about you. So I just don't want you to get restricted. So now that we have the green in there, kind of separating the cool and warm colors, we can go ahead and drop in some, maybe a little bit of this blue. Now careful when you go near your cool colors. You don't want to get too much in there. And you can end up with mud. So just know that as you do this, you're going to end up, you kind of just want to be careful around where it's touching the other colors. Okay. Okay, well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, and now I'm going to grab a little bit of the purple, and I'm going to put that down here, right across the center. Doesn't matter how this is blending, guys, as long as it's blending, okay? You don't even have to use the same colors that I'm using. You can use whatever colors you are comfortable with. And I'm just going to continue to fill in the space, knowing that I have to be careful about the mixing of the colors, especially purple and yellow. They turn mud really easily. So you have to be extra careful with that. And just drop it in and let it spread on its own. And then once you get your entire image covered, kind of look at it and decide if you need to do anything. Yes, this is going to be your background. We're going to do some mindful, like some Zen doodle kind of stuff over the top of this. All right, so your background is just there to kind of give color to what we're doing with the black and white later. Okay. Drop in a little bit more of this purple. It was a little too light for me. I want to have it be a little darker. And then once you do that, and you get it where you want it, then go ahead and dry your image so that you have your background nice and covered and dry. I'm going to use my heat gun to dry mine. Just keep in mind, guys, there's no right or wrong to this mixture, okay? We're just mixing colors together and we're not thinking about it too much. Obviously, you want to think about not mixing certain colors that are going to turn to mud. But other than that, it does not matter what your colors look like, okay? It's really important that you just relax and let your brain just chill out while you're creating, okay? This is a fun, relaxing exercise. We're not doing anything that is going to require you to think too much, okay? That's the idea behind this mindfulness exercise. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to need several sizes in black pens or pencil or black. You can either use black watercolor in several different sizes of brushes, or you can use microns in several sizes or grabby multi-liners in several sizes, whatever you want. But you want to have some for thick lines and some for thin lines. So I'm going to pull my grabby multi-liners and I'm going to use the 005 size. I'm also going to grab the 05 size. And I'm going to grab the 10. Okay, so those are the three that I'm going to use. You can use, and I might even change that up and grab some different ones, but these are the multi-liners that I'm using. These are the grabby multi-liners. They come with 10 different sizes of black. Okay, they come with 10 different sizes of black. Okay, they come with 10 different sizes in black. Does. All right. Sorry, that was my daughter calling. I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So they come in a bunch of different sizes in black. And then you also get the 05 size in all of your primary colors. So you're going to get 20 total pens. And they're waterproof. So the great thing about that is that you can put watercolors over the top of them and they won't smear. So I love that. I love the fact that you can do that with them. Now we're going to do, we're just simply going to just be drawing some flowers over the top of this. I'm going to start though with my largest size, which is going to be the 10. And what we're going to do is we're just going to draw, say, a circle with that in the center for the center of our flower. Okay. And then we're going to draw our petals out like this. Don't think too much. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just drawing petals to start. Okay, just like that. That's all we're doing. Very simple. We have this nice, simple flower. Okay, it's not difficult or doesn't require any kind of thought. I'm going to go ahead and draw a stem and I'm going to draw a petal as well, like that. And I'm going to draw a line down the middle. Okay, so that's our first one. Very, very simple, very easy. We're going to do another one right here. So go ahead and draw your center circle. Again, I'm using the size 10, so the larger brush or the larger pin. And again, we're going to do those same petals. Don't overthink them. Just draw them out. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be uniform. They don't have to be anything other than done. Okay, so don't think about it being too much. Okay, there's nothing that requires it to be perfect. This is not museum quality art that we're going for. This is simply, we're going for simple, no thinking, mindfulness. Okay, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to do another one right here, maybe a little smaller. Just like that. So just take your time, enjoy the process of creating. And don't worry about it having to be perfect, okay? I'm going to do another petal right here. Well, not a petal, but a leaf right there. And I'm going to attach this flower. Okay, just like that. All right, so we have all of them drawn with our thick pen, okay? Now, here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about the fact that we're going to add in thinner lines and thinner things in part of this. So I don't want you to feel, we're going to be working from largest to smallest. So if it starts looking wonky, don't worry about that. Remember, this is just creating. So you don't have any kind of right or wrong with this. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to take my 05, which is a little smaller than the 10, obviously. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to do maybe the centers of this with some little squiggly lines. Just kind of squiggle those centers. This with some little squiggly lines. Just kind of squiggle those centers to kind of go with them. Maybe I do some bursts. Like that. Okay, just anything that you want to come up with for these, you can do. I'm going to do maybe some little stitching. Maybe I do some dashes around one of the leaves on one side. Okay, anything that comes to mind, that's all you're doing. So this is not something that you do that's like mine. This is something you do that comes to your brain, all right? And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go in and I'm going to start kind of giving these petals. I'm now have my 005, so I'm now doing just some extra lines inside of all of these petals that are thinner, like this. And these definitely do not want to be perfect. You just want to add them to give it some extra feel on the insides of the petals. Just like that. And then maybe over here on this side, I do an inside line and I draw in some stripes. You could do circles. You can do them far apart or you can do them close together. It's whatever comes to you, whatever you feel works for your image. Maybe we get a white out. Let's try white. Let's get some, go ahead and grab a white. I'm going to use my Langu gel pens because they're acrylic paint. And acrylic paint will layer over the top of your watercolors really easily. So go ahead and grab your white, either a Langu or, you know, whatever color you want. It doesn't matter. Whatever brand you want. I mean, sorry. Mine has dried paint on the outside of it. There we go. So maybe we put some white dots in there. Maybe we do a squiggly white line here. Why is my pen not wanting to write today? It usually does really well. There we go. Just needed to drain a little bit. Maybe we do another little spiral in white. Maybe we do some dots and maybe squiggly over the top of our leaf. Okay, so this is not anything that requires skill, guys. All this is simply adding just stuff. Mindful relaxation. Okay. Oh, the Langu pens. They are, hang on. They should be here. Right here. These are the Langu pens that I'm using right here. I have the 90 color set. So you get a ton of different colors. And they have the upgraded ink. So they're supposed to layer over the top of each other really well. The one complaint I have about these is that if you don't wipe the tip when you're done, then the acrylic paint can dry on the tip. And then you have to like scribble with them to get them started, because you have to break off that like dried paint. So that is definitely something that I've noticed about them, is that they do get kind of a dry tip sometimes if you don't wipe the tips before you close them up. They're retractable, so if you close them up without drying off the tip or wiping the tip, then they'll do that. Yes, they have 144 pack too. All right, so I'm going to go now around these white, and I'm going to just give myself an outline. So you see what we're doing? We're just adding and, you know, picking up things that we want to put in there, and then we're changing out the size of our pens to do different things. There's no right or wrong to this, guys. All we're doing is just enjoying the process of putting pen to paper and putting color on, enjoying the process of putting pen to paper and putting color on lines here. I like having thin lines inside of these thick lines. I think that looks really good, like you've kind of traced it. So we're just gonna add those in. I'm gonna do that here too. And all we're doing, again, is just whatever comes to mind. Okay, don't overthink it. Just do it. Okay, that's the point of this exercise, is not to have to overthink things. I think too many times we end up trying to create, and we have to like think so hard to draw stuff out, or see, I didn't see the 90, I only saw the 144. There should be a 90 set unless it's sold out. Oh, unjudgmental, all I did was add a bunch of water to it, and I just dropped my color in and let it spread. That's how I did the background. I'm going to go ahead and put a line here too. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and do this one the same way. And you know what? I think I'm going to do circles on this one. So I think what I'm going to do is do little circles all through here. And you just want to make sure that those gaps you color in with black when you do these circles, so you don't have any space in there. Okay, and then here, I think what I might do is do stripes this way, like that. And then maybe I'll even go over the top of it with my white and put some dots. Yeah, they should have, the Langoose should have they have a bunch of different sizes in that. They have like a 36, a 54, a 72, a 90, and a 144 set. So you should be able to choose your size. Right? They do kind of look like cocoons. No, I didn't. I just made sure I got a lot of pigment on it. And I'm using my Meeden pan paints today. This set, very, very, very pigmented. So you're going to get a lot of color out of that set. So I'm using this 96 color set, and you get a ton of color out of that. I did spray them and condition them first, so I would get a lot of color. So they work really well. Yes, it's a great set. You can do what you need to do with 90. I have the 90 set. So, and everything that I've done with all my stuff, the 90 set has been plenty. 144 might be a little overkill. We did this one with the same set, this same palette in our sketchbook. This was last year sometime on one of our lives we did this. But look at how pretty those colors come out when you blend them together. Isn't that pretty? I love it so much. Anyway, it just reminded me when I saw that background, it reminded me of that. We did that last year in on one of our lives. Okay. So once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go around these white. Just like that. And then I've gotten half of it unwrapped though. I haven't even swatched them yet, but I have I've gotten half of it unwrapped. Well, yeah, a little, not quite half, but I've gotten these all unwrapped. Oops, I pulled one up. So, yeah. Yes, white is amazing. I have a lot of different whites in my arsenal. I have the Grabby whites, I have the ZSCM whites, and I have the Langu whites, and they're all different sizes. So if I need a certain size, I always have a good white pen. Yeah, I need to finish them too. I've just been so busy. It's been really hard for me to find time to just do fun stuff and not stuff that I have to do. So, all right, so let's go ahead and now go right here and here. And I'm going to do those same stripes right here. And then I'm going to do the white right here. Oh, that's not white. But these are acrylic paint, so they go over watercolor really easily because it's just like painting over the top because it's acrylic. It's not like a gel ink, it's an acrylic ink, which is nice. All right, so once I have that, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in here with this white some more, and I'm going to add in some other details. I'm going to go ahead and do, I don't understand, this keeps getting stuck. It's not clogged, it's like the tip of it's got a piece of paint dried on it. So I'm just adding in some details. I'm going to go inside one of my petals here and add some stitching lines, and maybe over here, maybe right here, do some squigglies. And then maybe I'm gonna outline that so you can see them. Because they were on yellow, so they were kind of hard to see. And then I think what I'm going to do is put white in the center of this instead of the black. Maybe do another squiggly right here. Maybe a zigzag here. And let me see, let me find my black. Maybe with my black, I do a swirly here and maybe just some dots right here. And I'm going to do some stitching here, just like that. Are the white acrylic pens in your shop? Yes, they are the Langu. Sorry, I just saw that. And they are right here. This is the set that I have. I have the 90 color set, but you can get these in a 36, a 54, a 72, a 90, and a 144 count. So if you are looking specifically for these, and they're retractable. So you get like all of the different colors. Like I said, I have the 90 color set, so I keep mine right here so that I can just pull whatever color I want. The 90 colors have seemed to be fine for me, but also, you know, I don't use gel pens for specific like paintings. I do a lot of watercolor and I use them for like my extras. So I don't need 144 of them. So also I have the Grabby acrylic pens, and those are really nice also, but they have a bigger tip on them. So if you're looking for just white, you can go with that, or this ZSM white set looks like this. Let me show you this because this is a great set right here. So this set from ZSM has all of these white pens in it. It has, you get 2 of the white acrylic. I think these are a 0.1 or a 1 millimeter tip, which these are actually, they actually flow really well, as you can see. See how much brighter that is? These have a great flow to them. I should have pulled this out earlier because it's a bigger tip, so they have a bigger flow. The smaller the tip, the smaller the line, so it's not going to be as bright, but you're going to be able to get into smaller areas with the smaller tip like I used originally in the Langu. Okay, but you get 2 of these, and then you also get these 2. You get the the dotted tip for you to like do like snow, or you get the brush tip. So you're going to be able to do like lettering and stuff with your brush tip. The other one, you get the solid tip, and then you also get another dotted end on that one. And then they also give you the white brush acrylic that's like that. So this set from ZSCM is a great set if you're looking for just white. And let me see. I don't know if I have that in my, let's see. Let me see. ZSCM. Let me see if I have that in here for you. They're white. The last time I looked, their white was sold out. Let me just check down here and see if it's back in stock. I don't know that it is. Yeah, I don't see it. Looks like it might still be out of stock, which kind of sucks because, oh wait. Is this one it? This is the black, I think. Let me see. So they have a black, they have a gold, and they have a white. And you can select your options based on that. But this is the black set right here, but they also have a white set. So you might check that. It's a great, great set. I love it. But I don't always pull it out. I forget sometimes that I have it. But it's a really nice set. And it comes with a case, so you can put them all inside the case and you can keep them all together, which is really nice. So you get you kind of get all of the white pins that you kind of need in this one set, which is really nice. And again, they have it in black, they have it in white, and they have it in gold. So I don't have the black set yet. I do have the gold set, which is really nice. Perfect. That's great. Okay, I'm glad you found it. Yeah. So Christine's Creations, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that so much. Okay, so you have so anyway, that's kind of I love the Langu set because I like the size of the tip. They're small, but sometimes if I'm looking for something a little more bold, that ZSCM set is a great one. But you can see the difference in how bold that white comes out with that other set. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think that's pretty much all I need on here. How do you guys feel about yours? Give me some comments give me some feedback in the comments about how yours is going. You feel pretty good about it? I feel like it looks really nice. I don't feel like I need to put too much more into that, because if I do too much, then it'll be too overwhelming. So now if I'm doing like a Zentangle or something, because somebody asked a while ago if I'd tried Zentangle, and I love it, and I do that when I'm sitting in the evening times and I'm trying to kind of wind down. I'll do that, and it kind of just calms my mind. So, but this is a simple, easy thing to do, and you don't have to do flowers. You can do mushrooms, or you can just do like leaves, or you can do anything. You can just do like squares and just piece them together. Sometimes I do just like I sit down and just do rectangles and squares or circles or anything. So for the new to me experience, yes, I will be uploading this. I sure will. Yeah, it is new. It can be strange at first to just kind of intuitively paint, but I love to do that. I love to paint intuitively and not really have to think about it, because there are days when my brain just can't do the heavy duty like drawing like we've been doing. Like these are the last few that we've done. This one yesterday put my brain into overload, and when I got off, I felt just drained. So sometimes I just have to stop and do simple mindfulness stuff to create. But look how pretty that is when you take the tape off of it and you have that beautiful border around it. Look how gorgeous that is. And that was so simple. Anybody can do this, y'all. No, you don't have to know how to paint to make beautiful creations. This does not require any artistic ability at all. It just requires you to just throw color on paper and then do some doodles over the top of it and enjoy the process. So I hope that was helpful for you guys today, to know that you don't have to have any issues. Like you don't have to be like a museum quality artist to do art. You can do simple things without any problems. Did all your corners came out bad again? What are you using, Feral Mom? What kind of tape are you using on yours? I'm curious. Are you using washi? I'm just wondering. Maybe you're not pushing it down hard enough. I don't like artist tape. Artist tape always seems to leak for me. But you saw how much water I put on here. Yeah, the Meeden tape, don't use it. I hate it. It's awful. I love Meeden. Let me tell you something. I love them so much. I love all of their products. But last year, they sent their tape in that advent calendar, and I was like, I'm going to try this. I really want to do it. I used it twice, and the edges came out so sloppy, and I immediately threw it in the trash. It is a terrible, terrible tape. I'm sorry to say that about Meeden, because I love them so much. But it is not a good one. So don't, I wouldn't use it. You're better off using painter's tape than you are using that. I swear. It's not a good tape. I hate it. I wish it was. Yeah. If you push it down, it pulls it up. Yep. Yes, these would be great for cards. You could do this on a larger scale and make cards with it, and then you could put like a little piece of paper over the top that said like, have a happy day, or happy birthday, or I love you, or thinking about you, or anything like that. You can make a really good card with this. You sure could. Good. Yep, that's what you need to do, Feral Mom. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? Yeah, I had that problem. I swear, last year I did it several times, and I was like, I tried it 3 or 4 times. As a matter of fact, I tried it on live, and I finally said, I don't want to use this tape anymore. And I told everybody on my live, I was like, this tape is not good, because it's just, I don't know why. It's not a good tape. So that's when I switched back to washi. and I really like it. And you can see I used a ton of water, and I did have maybe a little bit of spillage right there. Not much, but for the most part, I mean, it's clean, solid lines. So, and I used a ton of water on there. So, all right. Does anybody have any questions on anything that we did today? I want you guys to try several versions of this. I don't want you to just be a one and done. I want you to sit down and I want you to try some more of these and just enjoy the process of just doing mindful creations that don't require you to think or do anything like that. Just intuitively paint. You can do it with, if you wanted to do like a scribble and then add color inside some of your scribbles, that's really nice too. There's a lot of different ways that we can do this. Gen X78 Destiny, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. So just do, you know, just whatever comes to mind. Don't try to overthink it. Try to just do whatever makes you feel like, whatever makes you feel relaxed. So like if I were to get out my sketchbook and sit down, sometimes I do stuff like this. Okay, that was a very, very just intuitive, mindful activity. I just blobbed things down and then I outlined them with my pen. This one, and that was not intuitive painting. This caused my brain to hurt. So, but like this was really simple when we did this exercise. So there's a lot of different things you can do. Like if I were going to do, let's say I wanted to do, hang on, let me just get to here. You can do, hang on, let me get my brush wet so I can show you what I'm talking about. You can do things like this. Like I can go in here and grab a color and I can do a simple square. Super simple, right? Then I can go in, grab another color, and I can do and I can paint around it like this. And I just go through and continue to do this all throughout the whole page. And all I'm doing is painting shapes, but it's calming my brain. So it's putting my brain, my nervous system into a much more relaxed state. And I don't have to think it through because anybody can draw rectangles and squares. I mean, my 3-year-old granddaughter can draw a rectangle and a square. So it doesn't require you to have to think things through. Okay, and then when you're done, yeah, exactly. When you overthink it, it never works out. You're very, very true. So when you're done, you can then go back over it and intuitively do drawings like we just did, like the flowers and leaves, or you could do circles, or you could do, you know, whatever, and you can do it however you want, but you don't have to be a true like realism artist, or you don't have to draw things that are hard. You just simply enjoy the process of putting color to paper. And I think sometimes as artists, we tend to forget that when we first started painting and when we fell in love with painting, what did we do? We just started putting color on paper. We didn't know what we were doing. We had no idea how to draw, you know, realism. We just started painting. And I think that is something we lose as we improve, because we tend to forget that at one point it was okay just to put color to paper, not think it through. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about doing that. Okay, I want you to think about just doing things that don't require much thought. And then letting your nervous system calm as you do it. And my lines aren't perfectly straight. My squares aren't perfectly square. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't matter. Yes. Yep, that's very true. So you just want to go in and you just want to find colors that make sense to you that day. They don't even have to match, guys. You don't even have to, your colors don't even have to match. It doesn't matter if they match. The idea is to just pick a color that makes you happy and then put it on paper. And just enjoy the process of putting color on paper. Just like that. So don't think, oh, I can't paint. Because let me tell you something, painting is one of the most amazing things that you can do to calm your nervous system. And painting intuitively like this causes that calmness that you don't find necessarily in anything else. So just think about just creating simply. Simple, to the point, nothing difficult. You can even throw in, a different shape in the middle of it if you wanted to. Some of you guys would be like, oh my gosh, please don't do that. That would drive me nuts. And, I get that because some of us are more OCD than others. But I mean, I could throw in a circle in the middle of this if I wanted to. And people would be like, well, what is she doing? She just did squares. But it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong, right? So just do whatever comes to you. It's one of those things like, okay, intrusive thought, circle, and let your intrusive thought take over and it be okay. Yes, let your brain do what it wants. That's right. So that's another process that you can do for just intuitive painting. And then once you get that done, you can then take your black markers and you can kind of do what we did with the flowers, or you can do circles, or you can do lines, or you can, do maybe even some Zentangles on this in the inside of your squares. Let me just dry this and show you kind of an example of that as well. Right? Mine too, Rain. But also, sometimes as somebody who's ADHD, and we have, if you have, if you're neurospicy like me, you understand intrusive thoughts and how it simply just, y'all, I can't tell you, there are times that I just want to, like when I was a kid, the thought of reaching and opening the car door when we're driving down the road was so real for me. Like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, that was like, oh, I need to reach over and open this door. Yep, exactly. So like, let's say I wanted to go into this and I wanted to just draw. Exactly. So like, let's say I wanted to go into this and I wanted to just draw. Just like that. And then I could even, if I wanted to, I could take my wider marker, my 10, and I could outline it. just like this. And then I can take my 005 and I can do an inside line a couple of times. Just like that. I could take my white and I could put some dots in here. Maybe over here. Like that. I mean, you can do whatever you want. And it will calm you, it will keep your nervous system calm, and it will help you to kind of learn how the paints work too. So if you're a beginner watercolor artist and you don't understand how the paints work, you can play around with blending them, you can play around with how they feel on paper, all the different things. And then on top of that, you can do different patterns. They don't have to be exact. They don't have to be straight. They can be out of the lines if you want them to be. And then you can just do the things that you want to do intuitively. Like I could do circles. And then I would go in and color in the edges around all the circles. Like that. Different sizes of circles. Just like that. So you could do that. I love the fact that this doesn't require me to think. So I do a lot of this is the kind of stuff I do sitting in front of my TV while my husband's watching TV at night. And I'm not a huge TV person, but I want to be in the same room with him and spend time with him. So I'll bring in my sketchbook and I will sit and I'll do just intuitive drawings or paintings, and he can watch TV while I'm still creating. And my brain is calming down and kind of getting ready for bed. And I don't have to feel guilty about being in my studio because it's something that I don't necessarily need a ton of supplies for. So I can just take my travel kit in the house and enjoy time while he watches TV and just paint and intuitively create like this. Yes, it does get your creative juices flowing for real. Yeah, it definitely does. I think sometimes if you have like a creative block, it's good to do things like this as well, because it gives you it kind of stops your brain from overthinking things. And I try to do, like when I'm doing this, I try to do different sizes. And I catch myself when I'm doing this type of activity going, oh, I need a circle there, but it won't fit. And then I catch myself going, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that's the part you want, is you want your brain to get to that part where it doesn't matter. Like you're feeling that, okay, that's fine for it to be that way. Because that is the point that it becomes calming and relaxing and intuitive. So, try to catch yourself and stop yourself from overthinking, oh, that needs to have more circles there, or oh, that's too big of a space to color in, or whatever. It's not. You can do it it's okay for it to be less than perfect, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So something like that. Okay. So like I said, you can do a ton of different things. There's so many different things that you can do to paint intuitively. This is one of them. And then of course, what we just did a minute ago, this. So I want you to think about just enjoying putting color to paper. All right. Okay. So does anybody have any questions on anything that we did today? We did use the Meeden 96 color palette. It is one of my very favorite palettes that I own. It was the first palette that I had was the 48 color one. And I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with it. It's such a great palette. Whether you're a beginner or somebody who enjoys painting daily and is, you know, an amazing professional artist, it's a good palette either way. You can't go wrong with it. Now, I had the 48 color palette for about almost a year before I ended up getting the 96 color palette and upgrading. So you can't go wrong with either one. I love the 96 color palette and I love the 48 color palette. You can see that my 48 color palette is very well loved. I have used it and used it and used it to the point where I've had to refill the white, and this is almost gone. Like a lot of them are really, really low, but it's because I used it every day and I love it. So, all right. So any questions before I hop off of here? I know today's wasn't very long. We just kind of hung out and did some intuitive painting, but that's just how I felt today. And sometimes that may, you know, that's something that I may do for the next few days. I don't know. It seems like sometimes when that happens, my brain kind of has to take a few days off. So y'all will have to forgive me if I'm not on here teaching some of the more difficult things that we've been doing lately, just simply because I just need, my brain just needed a break. So I appreciate you guys giving me that and being patient with me and hanging out with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think it was a lot of fun. Honestly, I wish that I should do this more often. I'm really glad that I did this today. So am I gonna post a video before I take a break? I'm confused what you're asking. Thank you, Unjudgmental. I'm glad that you learned something from it. I have several that went up yesterday on my Tube of You. So if you guys are looking for some of the replays, I have one that was a Bible art one that went up, and I have the birdhouse one up. So this one is officially up there on my Tube of You if you're wanting the replay. So of the art that we have done. Yes, I got this video up and I got the 1 Corinthians video up. So, and then I'm downloading these two right now, and those should go up maybe by this afternoon, hopefully. The bookworm is not up yet. It's downloading though, so as soon as it gets downloaded, I'll get it posted. Yeah, I know. It just took me a minute. Blessed artist, sorry. All right. Okay, guys. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I know Wednesdays are usually my evenings, but my schedule has changed a little bit with my grandkids because they've started school. So I have them on Thursdays now. So it'll be my Fridays that are going to change. So I'm probably going to be doing Friday evenings instead of Friday mornings. And I'll be doing Monday through Thursday mornings at around 10:45ish. So that's my new schedule as of now. If that changes, I'll let you guys know. But I'll see you guys tomorrow morning about 10:45. I do other lives throughout the afternoon and evenings that are on products for other things. So you're welcome to pop in on those. But just know that my art lives, that's my schedule for my art lives. And I do coloring lives sometimes in the evenings late, like when I'm just sitting around coloring or relaxing. So I'm not sure, Stacey Lee. It depends on how my brain feels tomorrow. So, yay. Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so much. All of you guys who gave me gifts today, thank you very much. If you made a purchase today, thank you very much. If you tapped the screen, reposted, shared, any of that stuff, I am so grateful for all of that. Thank you for doing that. It always is so amazing to get you guys supporting me and helping me to push our lives out so that people can join us. I hope you enjoyed today's intuitive painting. We may do some more of that tomorrow. I don't know. In a different form. We'll see. All right, guys. All right. Love y'all. Bye.